Hello, everybody. The astrology energy report for the next week. Um, Looking at some lot of stuff lately. The energy has not been good. Has not been right. There is a lot of melancholy energy goes on with all the restrictions, with everything that goes on right now here. And that will continue to exist. The only thing it is we're going to begin to move forward. Jupiter moved direct, and now since it's moving direct, moves through the Capricorn, we are going to feel the energy that something is moving. We are not stuck like before when all the three planets in Capricorn, which is the material, um, uh, cardinal sign, and Earth, like everything stood still. Right now, everything moves. Uh, Continue to get into it. We are going to experiencing this communications issues again that we're experiencing this week. If you were able to fix your communication problems with your partner, within yourself, you will experience the benefits of the internal peace that's coming up. If you don't pay attention to of it and you have no internal peace, you have not solved the issues, you're going to have again during this week the chances to do this. So the energies there is right now. Um, that's how it goes. It looks. We have the moon there is in Aquarius, rebellion. You want to go ahead and do something to change patterns, to change a way of you acting, to change a way your lifestyle is. But before you begin to ask for someone else to change, you need to change within yourself. You can't expect or force someone to change if they don't have the reason to change. They will never change. The change begins first within yourself, and you become the example of the change. If the people cannot find us inside of themselves, you can't give it to them. They have to be drawn towards to it, and that's why the moon, if you look at it here, is got a sextile with Mars, which gives you that energy to go ahead and do it, to have the desire to go ahead and do it. At the same time, the moon is got this trine with Mercury, and that is the communication. That is the communication of what needs to be changed. If you haven't done this in the past week, look at it inside of yourself. What do you need to change for better? What do you need to change for the right thing? We'll look at it. Mercury is going to Scorpio. On Scorpio, that is the communications about the debt. That is the communications about the money of others. But that is also a looking at the darkness inside of yourself. I'm talking about the darkness that exists inside of your inner world. What you don't like in your inner world. And this communication will kind of like help you out to be okay. The energy between Mars and Venus got improved over the weekend. Those who are in a relationship, they will feel this energy, which is going to continue to go through it. As I said, those three guys here, they're right now in a very good position with Venus. You will feel that the damage within the feminine side begins to heal. But this right here, this opposition, that is about you kind of like you don't want to do the changes. You don't want to trust that intuitions inside of you to make the changes because of some reason. That could be a reason because people are not going to like you when you change. People's not going to accept you if you change, or people's going to be abandon you if you change. Well, if you take a look at it right here, because Venus is in Leo, okay, it's not at the people's business what you do with yourself. It is about you. If you put the people in charge, they control you. If you put yourself in charge and you change for a better life, first of all for yourself, the others have nothing to do with this. But if you don't do the changes because of others, then you put them in charge. And then creates this conflict here. And some of you are going to be looking into that conflict tomorrow. As of Monday, as I say, that conflict is going to get more strong. Jupiter is not going to have too much effect anymore towards Venus. The growth, it's not going to be there because Jupiter is moving. He has to move fast. He has to go ahead and catch up to Saturn, and both of them with Saturn, they're going to entering Aquarius, and that's going to be the age of Aquarius. To remind you, Saturn, in a way, he's the bad guy because he teaches you the things that you want to learn. The things that you need, but you don't want to learn. And when those two come together, there's going to be a force that we are going to learn new things, new ways. New ways, they need to become forward because the world has to evolve. So is we. So that energy is going to begin to feel right now as Jupiter moves. It's going to prepare you to think about the new ways. You're going to be looking after new lives and new things that are going to come up. And it's very important to look at this inside of yourself. Probably the energies inside of you is going to be very good between Venus and Mars. Your feminine and masculine part. A lot of people ask me some questions. Dio, how can you say we have the feminine and masculine side of us? Okay, here's the deal. Why are you looking at for a man or a woman? What do you want inside of them? You want something. You're looking at for something. That's mean you have understanding for what you're looking for. So you have that energies inside of you and you're expecting that person to match what you have inside of you. A lot of the people, they don't think that way. They think the old way. I'm physically a man, I'm gonna act like a man. I'm physically a woman, I'm gonna act like a woman. Well, that is a BS because there is a lot of women that they think when they're wearing a pants and they have a positions in a job, they acting totally like, you know what I'm talking about. Or exactly, there is a man's there, you know, like they put themselves down, they're quiet, they're shy, they don't want problems. So here it is. The both energies exist in everybody because you want to have this inner world inside of you, to have this perfect match with someone, but you have to understand yourself before you understand anybody else. So you do this inside of you, you're also going to have this good energy with your partner. That's going to be reciprocating energy and it's going to feel good. The thing that you need to be worried about is Mars. Mercury, let me remind you about this. One moment of anger can save you thousands of moments of regrets. So be careful how you talk and how you communicate. Yes, there is these aggravations here of everything that's around us, of course, of the limitations. Because Pluto and Saturn, they are surrounding us and they're limiting us into the material world of Capricorn. We cannot do our jobs. That's what. Capricorn is the professional, strict professional house in the zodiac signs. People who usually wear Capricorn, there is a politician, doctors, firefighters, public servants. They have something to do with people, with profession, and that's why this energy right now here, it's pointing out that please having a patience of what's going on. the things will change. They're coming to change. Will take a long time to change for it. So knowing this, you will see from Jupiter this is trine with Neptune, the visions. You have to follow up your soul. If you don't follow up your soul visions, you won't be able to evolve. And you will see how when the moon begins to moon here in Pisces, we are going to see this energy is going to be increased. That could be a dream, day visions, deja vus, however you want to name it. It's going to be continually coming up. As you see it when the moon moves on Tuesday, this energy, it's kind of like begin to match with Neptune. Very good positions between the Sun in Libra and Uranus. That it's going to begin to activate the power of love understanding on Tuesday. Somehow, some way, you're going to learn this, but you got to be aware of how you communicate. Mercury, it's already in Scorpio, and right now we have a negative aspects towards Mars, Uranus, and of course, Saturn. Look at it to this position as your intuition, your female intuition is going to provide this understanding with the visions. It's going to go to Uranus and it's going to shift to the Sun in Libra, whereas the Libra represents the partnership but also represents the balance. You're going to be looking at for the balance. When the balance is inside of you, the balance is inside of your partner or the people around you that you're working with. So, that about Tuesday. Wednesday, how you see it, the energy begins more clear. We are going to have against this Mars talk each other. I don't want to talk about this energy more. It's going to increase because Jupiter is going to be moved into. But this energy here that I was talking about, the Moon and Neptune. You see it, how it's give this, feeding this positiveness. It's like, look at it. It's not that bad. It came to for the right purpose. It came for the right situation. We are in a toxic environment. We create a toxic environment in our lifestyles. We need to get better. That's what we are suffering now. Not because of anything that happens and creates aggravations. We need to look at it more deep. That energy comes in. It's going to be very present on Wednesday, as also it's going to be supported by Venus in Leo. Very, very, very good aspects. As you see it, Venus doesn't have any more negative aspects at the moment, and the Sun, Uranus, divine aspect is going to help us a lot. And it's here is like, who are you going to listen to? Your ego or your soul? As we see, the moon moves and we are approaching the full moon of the cardinal signs here, and that is between the moon and the sun, and the two of the most powerful cardinal signs. We're talking about Aries and Libra. As you see it, the sun when it's opposing, that's going to be your attention. We are looking at what's wrong with the balance, or we are going to create a big mess so there will be no balance because of whatever you want. Between whatever you want and whatever needs to be, there is a big difference, because what you want, maybe it's not what it needs to be. And Libra understand what it needs to be, but Aries says, no, it's got to be my way. It's got to be my way. I'm in charge. And that's why some of the people can make mistakes here on Thursday. Be aware of it. It's very important to communications. Communication is the key. Friday, as the moon is approaching Mars, this right here, this squaring with all those big guys here, it's gonna begin to be felt. Be careful with conflicts. Be careful of creating situations that it should not be because of your way of your desire of control. As you see, the moon has no positive aspects here. There isn't. Here, I'm going to zoom it out for you so you can see it a little bit better. It's all red. And as a full moon approaches here and tries to get into, and it's going to escape from that position, that pressure, it's going to be felt. And don't act into the pressures. The pressure comes in to test you of how you're able to handle the bad moments in life. Because see, if everything is good and perfect, would you evolve? No. If everything is good and perfect, you're gonna be stay low and mellow. You're not gonna learn anything. You learn when the things are hard, the things are tough, the things are uncomfortable, when the things are challenged. Not problematic, they're challenged. If you look at it as the problems, then you got a problem within yourself. So Saturday comes in, the moon has been crossing already. It still have this energy here pushing in. Now the sun begins to square Jupiter. That energy here is towards the growth. Have you been growing? What are you looking into it? Here. Uranus Sun energy is going to be the one that's going to shine that stuff. It doesn't matter how hard it's going to be in life. Look at it, your soul. Your soul is the one that's going to tell you what is the right thing. If you're looking at it from ego, all this mess, it's going to come to you. You look at it for the soul. All this positiveness comes to you. The choice is yours. And Sunday, the moon will join Uranus, and it's gonna give power of that divine energy. This is gonna be a very good time if you can go out, meditate, if you take time to reevaluate yourself, if you can go to the church, if you go to the temple, if you go to the mosque. It doesn't matter what religions you are. This is the time to pay attention in your soul. You don't want to engage in any negativism because that negativism will affect you, will impact you. You want to look at it, this beautiful energy. As you see it, the moon is going to go ahead and have a trine with Jupiter. Sextile with Jupiter. It's going to have a trine with Venus. Venus moving to a Virgo. And it's going to begin to heal process. This is going to be the time of the healing process. We're going to begin, but hear this. This is the moon and Uranus together into the material part of Taurus. That's being your part of making money. How you're dealing with the material side of life. How you look into it. And this with Libra is going to help to create and maintain the balance. You may have to shift your finances. Excuse me. You may have to go ahead and sell something that you don't need it anymore. You may have to downsize somehow. That's what it is. That's what's going to help you to have to maintain the balance of life. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Looking for your comments below, and you guys, whatever you do in life, just be love. That's all I can tell you.